goodness. Let's see if I can get this thing on. Hi, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let me change hats. Or stoles. There we go. It's good to be home. It's cold, but it's good to be home. Yesterday it was in the mid-70s. Whatever. So good morning, everybody. I am Reverend Michael Everett Davis. I'm ordained as an interfaith minister. I am serving Unity of Indianapolis as the spiritual leader under special dispensation through Unity while I take the steps toward Unity ordination. And it's always my pleasure to be here nearly every Sunday morning with whatever hat I'm wearing at the time, whether it be over here at the piano or up here as your speaker. Do we have daily words up here? Okay, cool. Alrighty. Okay. I just need that for later. So today's talk, Dare to Dream. So whenever I do a talk and it is about dream or dreaming, I tend to end up singing The Impossible Dream from Man of La Mancha, which I'm not going to do today. I've done it before, but I'm going a different direction with the topic of dreams, but I feel like it's important to bring that up, though, to bring up that story. So it was written by Miguel Cervantes, and the story of Don Quixote, the title character, Don Quixote, dreams of a world where he along with his sidekick, Sancho, fight dragons and right wrongs to serve his beloved Dulcinea. So who here, raise your hands, has ever had a dream? Okay. Who has a current dream? Awesome. Now again, I'm not talking about the dreams that you have at night while you're sleeping, like the ones I had last night, where I came here, I didn't know what any of the music was going to be. Thomas had picked it out, I didn't know what he had done, I didn't have anything, and then the service had started and I didn't have my talk notes. Not that kind of dream. I'm talking about dreams of our higher self, holding a vision of dreams of aspirations. What is it to dream? I ask that question. What do we gain from dreaming, from holding a vision of a better world, of a better life? The Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, who we honor his life tomorrow, we set aside a day to honor his life. It should be every day. But he stated that even in the midst of all the hatred and racism, he still had a dream. He still held a dream of equality for all. He said, and I quote, "When we allow freedom to ring, when we let it ring from every city, from every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up the day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, great God Almighty, we are free at last." He did not sit idly by and wish for this to happen. He pursued this dream. He pursued this dream by speaking out against injustice, speaking for justice, for equality for everyone. You see, sitting and longing does not do us any good. I have this dream, and if I just sit idly by and wait for it to happen, it doesn't do me any good. All it really does is create a bigger sense of longing, a bigger sense of lack, a bigger sense of unworthiness, because we're not doing anything about it. Tomorrow's daily word, if you don't mind me jumping ahead 24 hours. Dream. My dreams give me purpose and strength. When I feel discouraged about the state of the world, I remember the words of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who famously said, "Even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream." These words remind me that even when a goal feels out of reach, even when I grow weary, even when progress feels too slow, I can maintain the vision I am working toward. This action helps me persevere and strengthens my resolve and determination. I am buoyed by the awareness that others have the dream of an equitable and harmonious world together. We dream it, and together we will achieve it. And from Numbers 12:6, and he said, "Hear my words. When there are prophets among you, I, the Lord, make myself known to them in visions. I speak to them in dreams." So I wanted to look at the story that particular Bible verse was from, and what's going on. What can we pull from that to make this seem appropriate for us? So basically, in this story, we have Moses, we have Miriam, and we have Aaron. And Moses, at this point in the Bible, represents a new paradigm where we have a direct connection as opposed to we have to go through the priest to get to God. We have that direct connection with the divine, and knowing comes from within. Miriam and Aaron are a part of the old paradigm where we must follow the laws, the old beliefs, where knowing comes from the outside. So in this story, Miriam and Aaron are speaking out against Moses because of his new wife, who is a Cushite. So he married outside of the tribe. We don't do that. Oh, shame, 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 right? Shame on you for doing that. We don't do it that way. That's not how the laws are written. So they are speaking out against him. And so God calls all three of them. I was like, all right, you three, out here to the tent. Okay? I need to see you in my office right now. Moses, you stay here. Miriam and Aaron, come over here. All right? And he said to them, "Listen to my words. When there is a prophet among you, I, the Lord, reveal myself to them in visions. I speak to them in dreams." And here's what we can see metaphysically. When there is a prophet among you. A prophet, metaphysically, is not primarily a foreteller of the future, but a faculty of spiritual perception within us. The prophet, in this case Moses, represents the intuitive mind, the capacity to perceive truth beyond appearances. I, the Lord, reveal myself. Lord is divine mind, infinite intelligence. It is not an external being speaking to us, but truth revealing itself through consciousness when we are receptive. In visions. Visions symbolize spiritual insight, moments of clarity, when we see beyond the material world into spiritual reality. These are the flashes of awareness that come in meditation or in prayer or inspired awareness. I speak to them in dreams. Dreams represents the subconscious mind. When divine ideas are impressed, when the conscious mind is quiet. This suggests that God communicates not through force or noise, but through symbol, through feeling, through intuition and inner knowing. So what can we learn? What can we learn from this? Divine guidance comes internally, not externally. When we open ourselves to receive through stillness, through prayer, through meditation, and through spiritual practice, divine mind communicates through intuition, imagination, and inner imagery. So let me pull us back to dreams, our dreams. So dreams, like the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King's vision of equality and justice for all. His dream was grounded in spiritual truth. I have a dream expresses the power of spiritual imagination aligned with divine law. The Reverend Dr. King's dream is not a fantasy, but a vision held in consciousness, an inner knowing of truth that is seeking manifestation. The dream reveals the Christ principle of unity, justice, and dignity, already present in divine mind. It's already there, calling forth its expression in human affairs. His words demonstrate that when collective consciousness is lifted through faith, love, and moral courage, outer conditions must eventually reorganize and reflect the higher truth. So in this story of Moses and Miriam and Aaron, when after God talks to them, Miriam is still, I don't believe this, and there's a big light and fire, and then suddenly she has leprosy. Okay. But and then she's sent away for 7 days. We know 7 days, the amount of time it takes, right? So she is sent away for 7 days. The leprosy is represented the internal disconnect with divine mind, and then eventually reorganized to reflect the higher truth and was healed. So we hold on to that higher truth. We don't see the distractions as truth. Which brings me to Don Quixote again. So Don Quixote, he portrays the awakening spiritual imagination, learning discernment. He represents the soul that sees beyond appearances toward higher ideals, while the windmills that he is fighting, which he thinks are dragons, symbolize false threats created by misperceptions. Dulcinea, his noble lady, embodies the inner ideal of divine love, and Sancho, his sidekick, embodies the grounds the vision and practical wisdom. The story teaches that wholeness comes from integrating inspired imagination and clear perception of live action. So when I say dare to dream, I'm not talking about ungrounded folly. I was hoping a better idea would come to me than what I wrote. But so ungrounded folly, like going back into time, all right? I'm going to go back into time into the mid-50s, and then Marilyn Monroe or James Dean falls in love with me, all right? Not that kind of dream. Not going to happen. That is fantasy, that is folly. I'm talking about dreams and visions of our higher selves that are grounded in spirit. Much like Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King and Don Quixote, I dream of an awakened world, a world awakened to the Christ. I want to make a change. If I listen to the noise out in the outside world, I hear these words: nope, can't be done. Nope. Now, let's be careful. Now, that's not how we do things. Who decides? The Bible says these are windmills. These are windmills of misperceptions. So yes, there's change happening in the world. I think we can all feel it. And change can be scary, frightening. When we look at today's world right now, and looking at it through an ego lens, there seems to be more racism, more violence, more hate. But looking through a spiritual lens, I think it's the opposite. The racism, the homophobia, the transphobia, the misogyny, all of those things used to be the norm. It was accepted. But people are waking up spiritually. The Christ consciousness is rising. The Miriams and the Aarons are afraid and are speaking out against it, trying to convince the spiritually unawakened that being awakened to this new paradigm is evil and wrong. So yes, I just spent the last 7 days on a cruise ship. I did not completely block out the outside world. I would have liked to have, but I didn't. But just this week I was reading in the social medias, Amy Grant, the queen of contemporary Christian music, released a new song. And she's being berated by it. It's called the 6th of January, The Road to Hager's Farm. And people are saying that she should be pointing the world to Christ. They think she's speaking out against it. I say she is pointing the world to Christ, to the Christ that existed in the music of the 1960s that was at Woodstock. She is speaking and pointing to the Christ of the peace rallies that we have now. She is pointing to the Christ that teaches love, the Christ that speaks against the empire and flips tables in the temple, the Christ that unites us all to the loving power of the divine. In her song, there is a part where she's talking about, most of the song is like, where do I find this? Where is the road to Hager's Farm? And there is a lyric in there is, do we turn right on red or left on MLK? Christ is not a weapon. Christ is opening our eyes to our oneness with the divine. In order to reach this dream, we must move from fear to faith. Faith does not argue fear into submission. I've tried that. It doesn't work. Hold it in compassion. Jesus did say, a house divided against itself cannot stand. He said, follow me to his disciples. To the lame man at Bethesda, he said, take up your mat and walk. And to the man with a shriveled hand in the synagogue, he said, stretch out your hand. The man obeys, and his hand is completely restored, much to the anger of the Pharisees. You see, faith is more than a belief. Faith is more than a belief. It is participation. Which that's unity principle number 5, right? We know this stuff. And we need to do the things. So faith is participation. Jesus said never understand first. He said follow. He also said, not my will, but thy will be done. Faith is trust aligned with the divine. So, is your dream aligned with Spirit? Here's some questions to ask to see if it is. Does it do harm? Not aligned with Spirit. Does it discriminate? Not in line with Spirit. Does it take away from others? Not aligned with Spirit. Is it gaining power for yourself? No, not of Spirit. Or is it empowering others? Aligned with Spirit. Does it come from love? Aligned with Spirit. So I want to take a few moments of reflection, okay? If we could turn the lights down, okay? Just find yourself comfortable as you can in these seats. Letting the chair support you. Close your eyes or lower your gaze, which is ever the most comfortable for you. Take a deep breath. Let that out. I want you to focus down into your heart space. Breathing from the heart, and then connecting that with your solar plexus, your wisdom center. Connecting the heart with wisdom. Bringing those together and then bringing that up to your mind. Ask yourself this question: where is God dreaming through me? Where is God dreaming through me? What fear has questioned that dream? Or where has fear questioned that dream? What is one faithful step I am being invited to take? What is that one faithful step I am being invited to take? Staying in this state of prayer, staying in this state of meditation, I will read Matthew 9, 7 through 29. As Jesus went on from there, 2 blind men followed him, calling out, "Have mercy on us, Son of David." When he had gone indoors, the blind men came to him, and he asked them, "Do you believe that I am able to do this?" "Yes, Lord," they replied. Then he touched their eyes and said, "According to your faith, let it be done to you." And their sight was restored. Moving from fear to faith. According to your faith, let it be done unto you. I'll be doing a chant on the power of faith. Knowing this, we can move from fear to faith.
is saying yes to the divine, yes to God, yes to the truth of Spirit. I am strong in my faith. There is no fear and doubt. I am strong in my faith. There is no fear and doubt. Yes, God. Yes, God. According to your faith, be it done unto you. According to your faith, be it done unto you. I am strong in my faith. There is no fear and doubt. I am strong in my faith. There is no fear and doubt. Yes, God. Yes, God. According to your faith, be it done unto you. According to your faith, be it done unto you. Yes, God. Yes, God. I am strong in my faith. There is no fear and doubt. According to your faith, be it done
Unto you. Take a deep breath in. According to your faith, it is done. When you're ready to come back to the room, come back. You see, our faith activates creation. God does not shout at us from the outside. The divine whispers within through insight, intuition, and the quiet language of the soul. Ed and I have a new phrase, a new affirmation that happened this week. I climbed a waterfall. I can do anything. And we did. One of the ports of call was Jamaica, Falmouth, Jamaica. Hold those people in your thoughts and prayers. 3 months ago, many places were destroyed through Hurricane Melissa. It's my sister-in-law, not you, yeah. Through Hurricane Melissa. Our tour guide, that was her first day back at work for 3 months. She still does not have electricity in her house. She still doesn't have a roof on her house. So there are many places that are like that. So we had a trip from the port to Dunn River Falls, and we climbed a waterfall. It was amazing. Ed and I both had a conversation afterwards, and it was like I was looking forward to this experience of climbing the waterfall and seeing the beauty of it as we're going. We were watching each step, carefully placing each foot where, making sure it was solid and not slick. There were many times that we were holding hands with those next to us, helping each other up this waterfall. And there were places where we could stand and relax and look at the beauty of it. And then it was each step on its own. Oh, and we were soaked. I mean, you're walking up a waterfall, you're going to get wet, right? And our tour guide told us, he was like, more water, more fun. More water, more fun. So when we have a dream and we are taking those steps toward our dream, we can't look out at this big picture. We have to look at every single step that we're taking. And sometimes we have to hold hands with the people next to us to get there. And there are times when we get to sit out and look, oh my gosh, look how far I've come. Whew, there's still more to go. But also, wait a minute, let's play in the water for a little bit. Okay? There's a slide. There, you slide down. Water up my nose. It was great. So when we are, there was another part where he said sometimes, there was a couple times, I know I did it, I know Ed did it, I know there's a couple other people might have missed a rock and took a big step down, and our guy would be like, no diving. Which was just a cute reminder of saying, be careful, and I'm here for you. Be careful, and I'm here for you. So that's what we as a spiritual community, we're here for each other. Sometimes we need to hold each other's hands to help each other get to where we need to be, where we want to be. And sometimes we can just celebrate. Actually, each step was a celebration. It was like, ooh, I made it. All right? So stay focused on your dreams. No diving, because we're here for you. And don't be afraid to get wet. More water, more fun. Thank you, and so it is. Amen.